In this video, we will present an overview of the HID Kony Authentication Component and how to modify and add a component into forms. Kony components provide a powerful way to create complex applications quickly. A component can be used in multiple applications. You can create your own reusable components and then drag and drop the components into your application to create sophisticated, fully featured applications without writing all the code. The library contains multiple collections of components that can be used and reused, serving as building blocks for your applications. To import a component under Templates, click on Components. Select Import Component. An Import Component dialog box will appear. Click Browse to navigate to the location of the component. Select the component. Click Import to upload the component. A dialog box will open stating the components have imported successfully. Select Close. Select Components. You can see the component and its associated components and modules that were added to the project. Select Authentication. You can see all the UI containers, which include field properties. Select Modules. You can see all the JavaScript, business, presentation, and controller files. You can use various components as a master, or use third-party components in your applications. The same components can also be used by other applications, or made available as a reusable component that can be published to the Kony Marketplace by converting it to a component with a contract. You can configure the different components by clicking on the component and selecting the action you want to perform. In the Properties panel, you can also configure the objects. Each Flex container provides a unique UI/UX property to a collection of widgets. In this login form, you have a header, footer, and body content. It contains the text boxes for entering the user ID and password. 3 Flex containers are used here. One for the header, a second one for the footer, and a third one for the body content with the text boxes. You can modify the backgrounds, layouts, and other features to these containers using the Properties panel. For the layout, you can change the layout of a Flex container and its child widgets by using the different positional properties. Under Skin, you can define a background for your widgets. You can make your Flex container move, rotate, and more by using the animation options. Another important feature of the Flex container is that it can be used as an overlay to other forms. Under the Actions tab, you can add the function to the Submit button. Click the Edit button of the action you want to edit. The Action Editor window will open and the sequence is displayed. You can search for an action using the search function in the Action Editor. The type of search that is available in the Action Editor is called a fuzzy search. When you start typing in the search box, the filtered results that match the search query begin to appear. For example, if you type code in the search box, the Add Snippet action appears as the search result. Currently, the Search by Tags functionality is limited to only these 2 tags, code and conditional. Under Function Name, when you type an action tag name or specific action in the search box, only the actions that match the search query are displayed. Select Save. Select the controller.js file to add coding functionality. In virtually any form scenario, you can add a component to a form in a project, including using components within another component. You can download a variety of components from the Kony Marketplace and import them into your projects, or import reusable components that you create yourself. Let's create a new form. Click on Form and select New Form. I'm going to give the form a name. A dialog box will appear if you enter a name that doesn't meet the system requirements. Click on Component and rename it as AuthComp. Click on a component to expose its properties, events, and methods. Select Components and select Insert Into to add your component into the form. For the authentication component, the MFA settings can be changed according to the user authenticator. Select the component you want to edit. In the Properties panel, you can change the MFA settings to the authentication method you wish to use. From Kony Visualizer, you can access features of the Kony Fabric Console and use them in your application. These features include identity for authenticating users from different types of identity providers, integration for defining and configuring service, orchestration for leveraging the integration services you've created to create a composite service of concurrent, sequential, or looped integrated services, synchronization for configuring sync services to your app for backend data, thus enabling offline functionality, and engagement services for configuring notifications. In the Data and Services panel, select Link to Existing App. Select the Kony Fabric app which is relevant to the component and click Associate. After linking the existing app to Kony Visualizer Fabric, the application is displayed. At any time, you can unlink the app by selecting Unlink App next to the Refresh button. Select Build on the main menu and click on the Live Preview settings. Make sure Responsive Web is selected and Clean and Preview is checked. Click on Project Settings. Under Project Settings, select Fabric. Under Environment, select HID Global Dev. Click Done. Click Save and Run. After the build successfully completes, the app will open in a browser window.